All right, and hello to YouTube as well. So this is gonna be the second league today. We're planning on trying out whether this card is also actually good. Also in this deck, basically everybody's just jamming Oko in literally every modern they can possibly jam it in. So that is what we're gonna do. We're just gonna play an amulet. And we're gonna see how it works out. We already played another league, which you can check out in my previous YouTube video. I'm going to start uploading all the leagues separately. So now YouTube videos should be significantly shorter and only include one league, but you will get twice as many. So it's still the same amount of content, but it's just going to be split in sections, so it's a little bit easier to digest. So what I recommend is watch out for the whole. I'm going to basically copy and paste the same title, except one of them is going to be part 1 and the other one's going to be part 2. So make sure that you check them out both if you want to maximize your amulet content consumption. Actually, I'm looking at this, and this list is not very well aimed at beating humans, now that I look at it, so it's kind of fortunate that we managed to get there. But yeah, all right, let's do this. Chupon 2. Oof. This hand is risque, but I'm gonna keep it. This hand is super risque, actually. The fact that we actually have Azusa as well makes me a little bit more excited about keeping it, but it's not, yeah, it's not a straightforward hand. So, this hand, as is a turn 3 Titan, thanks to the castle, because we're going to get to play Amulet plus Scout this turn, and then on the following turn we're going to have access to Titan mana. So, we're playing against a discard spell deck. Oh no, that's not a discard spell deck. Sweet. Also, that's not a terrible draw. Play Amulet. Play Scout. Pass. And we should basically win next turn. My opponent will need to have some obscene draws in order to in order to beat me here. Humans was your loss in the top 8, and I felt like my list was tuned well for it. So Snapcaster, what was the event that you top 8'd with? Was it regionals or what was it? Okay. Oh, regionals. Okay, got it. So this is 2 mana. Bounce. This is now a lot of mana. It's kind of awkward that there's nothing that I want to... There's nothing that I want to exile there. Which is pretty brutal, right? Like, my opponent's dredges have been terrible, so now we don't have a very clear line about what to do. That's so unlucky. So unlucky. I think I could have double. Could I have double Titan? No, I couldn't have. I was 1 mana short of double Titan. Okay, cool. So we're fine then. Again, there's nothing that I want to exile there, so there's no point in bogging them. Their dredges have been very bad. I mean, their Shriekhorn activations, I guess. I had Hornet Queen, but my deck didn't function that much. Yeah, I mean, it happens sometimes. That's fine. I mean, it got you all the way to the top 8, right? Lost to humidity not having Hornet Queen and being used to not coordinate bailout. Yeah. I do think that now that I talked a little bit about it at the beginning of the stream. Or the beginning of the stream, no, when we did play against humans. I think that now with Hornet Queen not in the deck anymore, then Bailout is kind of necessary. It's still not great, so I'm only bringing the one, but it's certainly like it has gotten way more. It has become a little bit more of a necessity, basically. And when I kept the hand that produced 6 mana on turn 3 plus had explosives, I lost on turn 11 without ever seeing it. Wow, that's brutal. That's brutal. But that, I mean, that's just variance, though, right? Yeah, my opponent figures out that they can't do anything to even get remotely close to winning, so they pack it in. Makes sense. We want this. We want Sage. And that's kind of it. Yeah, that's kind of it, actually. Maybe one Bailoff. But yeah, this looks fine. I don't think I want the Bailoff. I think this is fine. With Asusa from Pact, it was the other. Yeah, but it doesn't achieve nothing. It doesn't achieve anything, Jace, right? We could have double Titan, but then we would need to pact for Asusa, and then we can't even haste them both, so like what's really the point? Like we can just like play our Titan, then on the following turn play our Titan again and just win that way. If you wanted to be like, you know, if you wanted to like show your opponent what the deck can do, and you just want to show off a little bit, then of course, but All right, here we go. No Natty Bog. No Natty Bog, no ramp. We can probably do better in 6. Now we have Natty Bog and ramp. Sign me up. Please tell me it's gonna happen. Please tell me it's gonna happen. If they have Dark Blast, this gives them a target, but they don't have a Black Sword, so it's not like it's gonna enable them to dredge anyway. So there's pretty high upside in playing up the Scout here. Why Breeding Pool and what did it replace? It replaced a snow-covered forest, and the reason for running Breeding Pool it's because we're playing Oko in the sideboard. EE over Pactification? No. I like to, like, if I could have access to Negate, I would bring it in here. And we don't, so I don't, but I don't think that EE is very bad in this matchup, actually. Okay, so we're not going to be able to play this anything anyway, so since we're not going to be able to play anything else, just going to hold up the Natty Bog. Let's see what happens here. Conflag for 1. Okay. Okay. It seems like this is their discard outlet, and they didn't play a land, so it seems worth bogging. It's not the best bog I've ever cast in my life, right? But wow, the Whiffskis. Holy crap. Alright, we're gonna get the second blue source here. That is really bad, though. I was really hoping to find the bounce land there so we could reset the Bojuka Bog. No such luck, though. Haggle? I didn't know this was an instant. Ha! So cave and foothills. There's the hills. Play the amulet. Why? To expose it to Ancient Grudge? There's no reason to play the amulet. We're lacking the land, and we're also lacking the Titan. So playing out the amulet doesn't do anything in the face of Damping Sphere. We are still lacking. It's just overall not great. Like there's no real reason for me to expose the amulet. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason for me to do this, right? Like, even if I do have the amulet or whatever, it just doesn't do anything. Like, I'm making my opponent's cards better. Cycle Cave, Dredge, Loam. I think we put a stop on draw step. Oh no, we don't actually, because the amalgam's gonna come back, right? Yeah, okay. So we wanna clean that up. Now having the bounce land, you can make the 2 colors and you deal with Titan if drawn. Yep. Hashtag sequencing, right? I think I'm gonna hold though. My opponent has something very good. We can pact it, but I'm not looking to try to do that. Why would they play this instead of this? I'm very confused. I guess now we actually do play the amulet, because thanks to all of our ramp now, if we draw a bounce land, we actually have enough to cast the Titan and stuff. Hola, Jonathan, ¿cómo andas? Why not bounce the Gemstone Mine? Because replaying the Bog seems way more valuable, right? Replaying the Bog made it so my opponent had 3. They didn't have a 3/3 in play. It also made it so they couldn't conflagrate me. Like, we're basically forced into bouncing the Bog and replaying there. That's actually very good for them. I mean, we're basically in a situation where if at any point in time we find a Titan, we just insta win. Ancient Grudge, my amulet. Sure. So you see what I was saying earlier? It's just like there's playing the amulet at any point before would have been pretty worthless. 2 gemstones. That beats. My opponent seems to be new to playing Dredge, because they are like, they didn't put a stop on upkeep. They could have dredged the loam there if they wanted to. They're making some like very subtle mistakes. This guy's fine. So bounce land doesn't do it anymore. Going down to 12, take 5. But Titan basically wins the game on the spot. So that's Pact, but we just keep drawing blanks. How do you feel about playing 3 mine 1 pool? I don't like it, Jacob. There goes the loam. Now they're gonna loan back 2 lands, they're gonna get back their Bloodghast and the Amalgam. It's quickly getting out of hand. We've really whiffed for a really long time. Top 15 cards. We're not a Titan. Nor a Pact. Even once upon a time would have been okay, I guess. Or it would have been a redraw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna throw that scout under the bus there. Going down to 10. Titan? It's not a Titan. You keep on keeping on, huh? At this point, they're gonna start like, activating this guy, and they're eventually gonna find their Creeping Chills. I think that Dredge only plays 2 Conflag, and we actually took care of both of them. So yeah, my opponent's making a lot of mistakes. Like they didn't they did this on my end step, so then this Amalgam is not gonna come until the following turn. Seems like a ton of oversights. Dredge is actually super hard to play. I have no idea. Like people sometimes say that it's like, oh, it's easy or whatever, but it really isn't. So they're gonna have Gorge, Mire. Yeah. Whoops. Didn't want to do that, but whatever. It's not gonna matter. Primeval Titan? Yay! Is it too late now, though? Is it too late? I feel like I want a bounce land. I feel like I'm getting 2 bounce lands, right? Second field also sounds enticing because it can help me percent lethal for next turn. We're not worried about paying for Pact. Alright, so I think we're just gonna do field bounce land, and then we're just gonna replay bounce land 2 times, and we're gonna on the last trigger we're gonna bounce the Bojuka Bog, and we're gonna hold it up. So if my opponent finds a Creeping Chill or whatever, we can activate it in response. Summons are gonna allow me both to stabilize and also to present the clock that will win the game next turn. Not playing around removal of my scout, and if I wanted to play around it, I could, thanks to Pact of Negation anyway. So my opponent only has 3 power worth of flyers, so I'm not worried about just dying on the air. Whoops! Stop on draw step. Stop! Ugh, damn it! I mean, I guess it didn't matter. It's fine. I would just have the instant speed bog. Available to us at any time. Like, the only thing I'm really worried about is Creeping Chill at this point. Can you really stop Chill with Bog? Yep, because the trigger goes on the stack, and if you exile the Chill in response to the trigger, then like the Chill needs to be in the graveyard in order for it to do anything, basically. So if you can stop the Chill from being in the graveyard, you counter it effectively. You counter its effect. Take 3 here, down to 4. Six, 7, 8, 9. So we even can pay for Pact of Negation if we want to. Hardcast Golgari Thug is fine. Okay, so we do nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Gracer. Doesn't do much. So I think we just attack with everything and just hold both of these dudes. I'm trying to play around the instant speed of this guy, because that's what can. That's the only way that I can lose here, really. So my opponent can block 1, 2, 3, 4 tokens, which means that 6 plus the Titan are gonna get through, which is obviously way more than enough to kill them. Still holding a Pact of Negation. Alright, so take lethal. Take lethal. Alright. 1-0 over Dredge. Wasn't Bounce plus Sunhome cooler there? No, because Loyal Lobster, again, as I stated already, the only way I lose is if my opponent draws a card with the guy, with like the 3/3 dude, and they dredge something and they get 2 chills. So that's the only possible way that I lose. They naturally dredge into 2 chills at instant speed. So at no point I am tapping the scout. That's the same reason why I didn't tap the scout on my end step, because my opponent, if I tap the scout, my opponent can in response activate it and play to their outs. If I don't tap the scout, then my opponent has no outs. So I could have been cute if I wanted to, and I could have attacked. I could have like double stricken the Titan. But again, I'm giving my opponent an out, and I'm not excited about giving my opponent an out. Are you still playing Garden? Yes, and I'm not very sold on it. In fact, I lost twice against John already off stream where because I wasn't playing Caldigard and I couldn't stabilize against Eliana. Yeah, you're good, Loyal Officer. Always welcome questions. So this hand basically is begging for a bounce land. Cantrips are also good. So I'm gonna keep it and I'm going to Amulet on one. Even though it might be a little bit odd. But I'm trying to play around like discard spells, mostly Inquisition. Like the Amulet is what allows me to just basically cast a Titan off a single bounce land. And having access to like I don't want them to be able to get the Amulet with an Inquisition and then being able to take it from there. Because at that point, this hand is missing multiple things. How has the second field been? I'm still not convinced that 2 is necessary, but I can't tell. I still don't think it's necessary. It's definitely nice to have. It's definitely very nice to have. But yeah, I agree that I'm not sold in that it's necessary. Like, I don't think that's the case. Opponent deep in the tank about their 6. They already mulligan to 6, and they're trying to figure out whether they keep or not. Something. OP. There we go. Okay, so I just stated why I'd rather play Amulet on 1 instead of Scout. 1 7 time result. So this is strictly wrong, just so you know. There's literally no reason for my opponent to cast the 1 7 time before their draw step. So it is strictly wrong for them to do what they just did. However, they're playing Infect, so it's not going to matter and we're going to lose anyway, even though my opponent just like... Literally the first play that they made was strictly a mistake. There's literally no reason for them to 1 7 time on my turn. Play around Force of Negation, I guess, or something. But that's not justifiable after you see your opponent go in turn 1 Amulet bigger. Forget about the tilt value. what are you talking about, GGX? That's pretty bad. We're gonna play it anyway, but it's... I mean, we're still looking for the same thing. Basically, if we manage to find the bounce land, we're pretty likely to win this game. Unless my opponent goes turn 2 Blighted Agent. That does not seem like a Blighted Agent, so we might have a shot here. But then we whiffed on that draw step, so now we're actually dead. I have Diamond Amulet, so if I do find the bounce land, I am just going to win. So I think I do need to play out the Amulet though. And now if I draw any ETB tap land, I will win. But I might just be dead to this Inkmoth Nexus. Have you used Oko in any play? No. I only brought it in 2 times, and I drew it only once, and I like my opponent kept an Olander with Once Upon a Time, and they whiffed, so they conceded. The build that's intriguing the opponent and making them think you're a small brain. Oh, I see what you're saying now. Okay. The real BDE is to us on your opponent's upkeep when you're on the draw. Nothing? Okay. Any tapped land, and we will win the game. Slip through space. That's hilarious. All right. Any ETB tap land. So give it to me right now. That should be enough. That should be enough. Giant spells uncounterable. I could. Okay, so what do I want to play around? Actually, it's better for me to go for a second Titan, and the reason for this is it's actually kind of hilarious. But if I try to go for like the one Titan kill, my opponent can use Vines of Vastwood to counter my activation. So by playing two Titans, I am basically playing around that. So we're gonna do that. We don't get got by Spell Pierce if my opponent is playing main deck Dispel. Of course, that would be very bad for us. But yeah, I'm not putting my opponent on main deck Dispel. That's 5, 6 mana. Another Titan. Alright. Now, even Vines doesn't do it because my opponent would need to crack this with a Foothills in order to Vines one of my Titans, and that means that I get to double strike the other one. So we are good. Oh, yeah. And this is one of the things that, it's just a matter of like being familiar with the matchup and like knowing, asking yourself the question, which I always say, like, how do I lose this game? And the way that we lose this game is if my opponent is very on top of things and if I go for a single Titan and then they Vines my Titan in response to the trigger. That's the only way that I lose. Can I kill you, please? Thank you. Sun Home Besua. Momochi11, thank you for the follow. Oh no, we're fine. I was gonna say that I thought I made a mistake, but I actually did not. This is just okay. OP still doesn't concede. Are they playing Fog main deck? No, they're not. Alright, so we want these members. We want Engineered Explosives. We want Cavernous Souls. We want Rex Sage for Spells Guide. Bujuki Ball can come out. Radiant Fountain can come out. Cavernous Souls is better because of it's a green source on turn 1 for Gracer / Scout, and it's also it's not very likely, but it's possible for my opponent to have these Sinful Strokes in their sideboard. I wouldn't say that it's like the most likely thing ever, but it is certainly possible. In this matchup, explosives is pretty important, so I think I'm better suited shaving some once upon a times. Dismember is great. Pact Invasion is not. And one more. I don't think I want Okos on the draw. Maybe I want them on the play, but I don't know. They seem pretty terrible. Grazer is actually surprisingly irrelevant because it locks in Moth Nexus. I'd probably shave one Field of the Dead actually. There we go. Nah, Field of the Dead doesn't do anything in this matchup. Like, your opponent's not going wide, right? This hand is actually pretty solid, so I'm gonna keep it. Naming Shaman on one, obviously. We can even Once Upon a Time. It's the best when you like shave some Once Upon a Times in post-board configurations, but then you just like draw it. So like now, instead of having 3 like not great draws in the redundant Once Upon a Time, we only have a single one. So that's just value. All right, start there. Another scout or a rot farm. I already have 2 scouts, so I think I'm gonna go with the rot farm. I'm gonna name Shaman because this casts Reclamation Sage. And thanks to Scout, Blight Engines. Okay, so we might just be dead here. So the best thing that we can draw here is probably a Dismember. Oddly enough, this guy doesn't do it. Like, we were really looking for a Dismember there. So if my opponent has it, there's probably nothing we can do about it. Second Amulet, Ghost Quarter, as I said, doesn't do anything. Second Amulet, does Second Amulet do anything? No, it doesn't. It's better than the alternatives. I guess I could have gotten Ghost Quarter to Ghost Quarter my opponent's Breeding Pool. I don't think that's a winning line. So I'm just setting up lethal for next turn. And just cross my fingers. Let's hear it. Let's see it. Oh, okay, so we're probably dead. We're dead. Okay, okay, you got me, you got me. Yeah, we're good. I guess maybe on the play Elko is better. Like, making Blighted Agent into an Elk, it's kind of hot. Sadness goes on this stack. That's funny. Alright, yeah, so we're gonna give Elko a shot, I guess. I'm gonna do a little split in the cantrip. In the cantrip department. Ugh. I mean, I kind of have to keep a hand like this, which really sucks. We're totally getting got, aren't we? Ugh. Okay, we're fine. We're fine. Yes. Good. Good stuff. Good stuff. Alright. So, Azusa. Toleria. So I could double Simic. I think it's better for me to Toleria and then Simic Growth and just like develop my mana. This is not gonna allow me to play the Scout, but this, it's pretty close to guaranteeing a Titan next turn. I could have played the Simic Growth Chamber twice, and that would have made Scout. That would have allowed me to cast the Scout there and Transmute at the same time. But this is better in case my Amulet gets answered or my Azusa gets answered. Scale up. I'm definitely chomping here, like no questions whatsoever. Yep, you got me. Wow, why would they do that? Why wouldn't they just play the hierarchy? Like, I am 100%. Alright, whatever. Primeval Titan. My boy goes on the stack. Garrison. Stronghold. Haste over there. So far, Oko has been in the 75. Yes, those are facts. So how do we lose here? How do we lose here? Damp Sphere? Like, it's not very likely my Infect opponent is playing Damp Sphere, but that is how one of the ways that I lose, right? So I guess we do Tolaria West Gemstone to hedge against Damp Sphere. It's awkward, but it feels right. Ghost Quarter is in hand, unfortunately, so if my opponent has like any kind of thing that makes their dude unblockable, we might be in trouble. But it's not like we could do anything anyway. We don't have Ballista, so that's not really an out, and we also don't have any ways to transmute for Explosives and casting on the same turn, so. What is our game plan against Jund? Try to be the bigger mid-range deck, and hope that your opponent only fulminates you once per game. Which is sometimes a lot to ask for. Sometimes it is a lot to ask for. Alright, I think we need to jump here, because any +4 pump spell kills me, so. The good thing is that this forces the pump spell out of my opponent's hand. Yep, I would have been dead otherwise, so. Alright, so we pay for Pact. Step number 1. I'm so good at this game. 1, 2, 3, 4. Can I kill? Yes, I can. Can I? Yeah, I can. Wait, can I? I can 8 my opponent. So I have to use the scout to flash in the stronghold. Then I Vesuva the garrison. Vesuva plus Sturf. And then on combat, yeah, I don't have the white mana that I require, unfortunately. So I can't kill them. What I can do, however, is I can explosives on 1, can I? Vesuva plus T-West. Play here. No, I can't. So if I do Simic, That is going to be 3 mana, 1 to transmute, and then 1 to crack the explosives. So that should actually work. So I can't attack. But we are going to be able to not die, which is great. Strongly recommend not dying. It's going to blow up our amulet, but that's okay. Bounce and play Simic. Yeah, right, I'm not crazy. Transmute explosives and path. Okay, yeah, so we should be fine. Yeah, I can't transmute. I'm gonna be 1 mana short, right? So by doing this here, I have exactly enough mana to transmute for explosives, play it for X equals 1, and then have the 2 mana to crack. If I haste, I don't think I have the mana to do everything. I think I would be 1 mana short. Right? I'm not crazy? Yeah, because I would need to use the scout to get a stronghold. Haste there. Get Vesua plus a bounce land. That's a bounce land. No, I guess I could have, because I could have gotten 2 bounce lands on the attack. Yeah, so I guess I could have attacked there. That's probably fine anyway. And I think I probably want to crack this right now, actually, so I don't give them the mana from Hierarch. Yep. Let's do that. Yeah, so I guess I could have attacked, and I could have gotten double bounce land on the attack trigger, so that was fine. So now I know that my opponent has like 1 Rancor and stuff. It just doesn't matter. Like, there's no way that they can haste their dude, so... Hashtag no bad matchups. Why not get Field of the Dead and attack? Because Field of the Dead is bad in the matchup, so I set it out. That's why. Hoops all wins. Yeah, Distortion Strike is the only way that I lose, but that's why I want to cut my opponent off mana, and I want to blow up the dudes before they can, I don't know. What's the 2 mana thing that makes all your dudes indestructible? What is that card? I don't know, but my opponent might have like a random card like that. And again, if I crack their main phase, there's 0 cards in the format. Heroic Intervention, there you go. I love that you can always ask Twitch chat, and somebody in Twitch chat will remember that Heroic Intervention was a card. it's pretty crazy, honestly. It's pretty crazy. Twitch chat is great. Just casually beating one of our absolute worst matchups, no big deal. No big deal. I think we have frightened motto, and nobody wants to play against me. I'll be on the play. Okay, I'm gonna keep this. When I once upon on turn 1. As the first order of business, because if we find a land that will allow us to play Amulet on 1, we would prefer for that to be a thing. Just like this one. Huh. Huh. I think I'm gonna go with the gemstone here, because the scout is pretty likely to die. So But the scout, if the scout and the amulet both survives, the scout enables a turn 3 Titan, while the amulet does not. So that is definitely something worth considering there. But you see, like, my opponent is on burn, so I'm very happy that I bottomed that scout arena. You think Mrs. Speculation might be a better choice than Naval Stroke? No, I don't think so. That's the that's the short answer. We get a Susa on 2. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to Asusa on 2. Forces my opponent to kill the Asusa, or otherwise I'm going to have Titan mana next turn. But now that we have multiple bounce lands, Asusa, play mine, and I guess I'm going to play the Bog. Yeah, sure. Bog myself for value. Do you think the inclusion of Wasp Time made the deck much better? Yes, I do think so, Xenia. Thoughts on Pioneer? It's gonna be cool. I don't know if I'm gonna be playing much of that format because you can't play Primeval Titan in that format. So please play an Eidolon here. That's not an Eidolon. But it's fun. It's cool that there's gonna be something else that we can play now. So we're against Burn. We're not playing against Mono Red Prowess. Scout. Okay. Worst case scenario, it's a champ blocker, right? So I think I'd rather play this guy. Unfortunately, with the Boros, if the scout dies, the Boros Garrison is stranded in our hand. We can haste Titan anyway, thanks to Gemstone Mine, though, so we should be still fine. Do you think this version is better or worse than the current version? I don't know if this exact 75, but like this version of Amulet definitely seems better than the current one. At least more consistent, which I would consider to be better. So even if my opponent has double bolt, then that's fine. I don't die. So that's gonna be 3, 3, and 3. So I would go down to 5. And then even if they play a second main phase land, they still can't do anything. Okay, take it. Take only 1. Is my opponent playing Light Up the Stage in their burn deck? Oh no, they just have an Eidolon. Alright. Fortunately, I don't care about this card, so that's cool. Breath Bolt. Alright. We're good now. We can double Titan. Is that something we're interested in doing? Probably, right? So that's gonna be 6 mana with 1 floating. Then we're gonna get 2 bounce lands. Or I could get a Radiant Fountain. Basically, what I'm interested in trying to figure out is, can I gain more life by playing a second Titan? And I think I actually can. Catch up with that Twitch Prime subscription. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Hope you enjoy your stay. So we're gonna Boros Garrison. We're gonna get Bounce Land plus Radiant Fountain. We're gonna have 1 floating. We're gonna get a second one. We're gonna play another Bounce Land thanks to the Scout. And then the second one is gonna haste. Vesuva's gonna copy the Boros Garrison. Yeah, okay, this is probably the line. So we're gonna do Simic Fountain. Bounce this. Do this. Now my opponent is facing 2 prime times. I'm going to bounce the Fountain because I'm not going to be able to gain 2 more life this turn anyway with Vesua, because Vesua is going to be copying the Boros Garrison. Opponent concedes. Makes sense. Alright, Baloth, Oko, Sage. That's it. Steerings, Bog, Ghost Quarter, and 1 Summon Respect. That's it. The MSL. Yeah, the MSL is over, unfortunately. It was a lot of fun. I should probably delete that. Alright, there we go. But yeah, the MSL was awesome. You can check it out on YouTube actually. There's a YouTube channel with all their replays from the MSL. For those of you that don't know, the MSL was a league that with some streamers we put together. And other streamers that were in the MSL include Yama Killer, Caleb Scher, Cat Light, Cyrus, Corman Gill. So there was a bunch of like great streamers in there, and it was basically a modern event for charity. It was pretty awesome. It was really cool to be a part of. Hopefully we're gonna have another season coming up soon. Ha ha ha. Cavern of Souls, yes, it's an untapped green source for Scout or Grazer on turn 1. Sonatok, yeah. So that's the only reason why it's there. In fact, Field of the Day it's seldom relevant sometimes, but I could also honestly I could kind of see taking out the Breeding Pool in the burn matchup and just put the other card instead. This is probably not a hand that can beat burn. This probably is a hand that can beat burn, so we're gonna keep this one. And what do I bottom? I feel like it doesn't matter what I bottom, I'm gonna regret it. That's how I feel about this hand, which is pretty brutal. Guess I'm gonna bottom. Ugh, prime time. Feels so bad to bottom at prime time. I'm gonna bottom the explosives. I mean, we still need a blue source to cast this guy, right? Which is one of the main concerns that I had about playing it in the first place, and why I'm playing. I took out one of the forest and I played a Breeding Pool instead. Okay, so give me a Simic-Growth Chamber. That's not a Simic-Growth Chamber. We're totally gonna draw a Simic-Growth Chamber, aren't we? Está hablando de los comandos, llevo un montón de tiempo jugando este mazo y quería ver la guía de Sideo para comprarla con mí. Ah, sí, Cachopu, pero no está todavía actualizada. La voy a actualizar el fin de semana para la lista que estoy jugando en este momento. Solo que sin Ocos. No estoy todavía convencido de los Ocos. Alright. That's not good. That is not good. Not a good draw. So we're probably gonna die this game with the Oko sitting in our hand and just being uncastable, which feels bad, man. Once upon a time. Alright, that's a blue source. Yeah, I probably want to put T-West. So if my opponent has enough to kill me here, they have enough to kill me and I can't do anything. But if I get to untap, I'm going to get to Oko plus create a food and I have enough mana to crack that food. Or I can just Titan, whatever I feel like it's better. I guess it depends on how my opponent taps their mana. Boros Charm. Okay, so I feel pretty dead now. Maybe not. Gobbo. Bolt on my Gobbo, my Gracer. Okay. Radiant Fountain. That's a bad draw. Actually, it's not that bad, I don't think. It is pretty bad though, because I was, let's say, so now I basically cannot prime time basically. So here comes a Skullcrack. No Skullcrack. Well, that's pretty huge. And now I know that my opponent doesn't have Skullcrack, so I'm going to immediately crack this food. Wow, that was a terrible thing to reveal off the Goblin Guide. Yeah, this is now this is fine. Like my opponent has only 1 card, 2 card tops. It seems to me that my opponent is on the classic deflecting palm, you know, sideboard mono deflecting palms against Titan, and maybe that does it. And if you've been watching the stream, you will know that that's just not the case. Deflecting palm, in my opinion, is actually not good against Amulet. But people continue bringing it in, and I just continue punishing them from doing so. I'm trying to figure out what is going to be best here. I think that the best thing is going to be to play Amulet. And I'm of course not going to haste, right? Because I'm not interested in hasting. Again, my opponent is holding up Deflecting Palm, so why would I want to haste? But what I want to do though is I want to Vesuva the Radiant Fountain. What is this? Smash the Smithereens to my Amulet. That's another thing that my opponent could have had in hand. Again, overboarding. So we're gonna do Vesuva plus Simic. Vesuva on Fountain. Bounce here. Gain 2. Should I make a food here? Should I make a food here? It enables, if my opponent has another smash in hand, it enables them, but even if they have another smash, it doesn't matter, right? Because they can't break through, they only have 1 card, so they have 2 at most. So yeah, making the food is correct here. You've seen 100% of all Oko actions so far. What does that mean? Yeah, so this is a path to exile. Yeah, so my opponent just over sideboarded, which is a classic problem that burn players have against Amulet. Well, we got them because of that. How's Oko doing? Okay. Like we are seeing like the top end of Oko right now. And it's doing some work, certainly. Make Titan and Elk send a message. That's hilarious. I mean, they have to go face, but going face just doesn't do it. So they should just concede, but they don't for whatever reason. Another Oko. That's funny. So we can gain 9 life this turn if we want to. That's hilarious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The most German of numbers. So Field of the Dead plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So Field of the Dead is active and Simic Growth. So we can replay this Radiant Fountain and gain more life. Sounds good to me. Food. And food. Go. Eat them. Nah, I'd rather Oko do the heavy lifting. Yeah, this game should have been conceded to 3 turns ago, but it's fine. 3-0. So much food. So much food. We're gonna be looking at an 80% day, or are we gonna be looking at an over or under 80% day? Hey Asgard, how you doing? I'm here for the 5-0. Everybody knows that this is a 4-on-1 stream, Pedro. You should know better. You should know better. We're all about the 4-on-1s here. Love the crash his soul comment. Do violence. Alright, there we go. Finally somebody had the guts to accept our challenge. We've been on the play a lot this league. Okay. It's an awkward one. It's certainly an awkward one, but we have a lot of ways that this hand can go, which are nice. Let's get blood, man. I think I'd rather have the Gracer here because the steerings can found the bounce. And I think I'm gonna go an Amulet. Protects it from discard / counter magic. Eldrazi Temple. Whoa! Okay, this is how we lose this game. This is how we lose this game. That is brutal. Yep, that one felt really bad. That is a classic. It's brutal. Wow. All the whiskies. So we're gonna play this on 0. Pass the turn. TKS. It is the thought notes here. Okay. So there goes the Gracer. Feels bad, man. Feels real bad. But this is my only explosive, so I'm trying to, make sure that if my opponent drops a chalice on 0, I don't want to get stuck with packs that I cannot cast, right? Just don't do anything relevant, please. That's something relevant. Damn it. I mean, we're kinda still fine. Now we're kinda not fine anymore. We're one Titan / backed away from winning this game. Blast Zone makes things awkward, but we are still in a very solid spot. Karn, the Great Creator. Okay, so we have to blow this up right now. Unfortunate. Please don't have another chalice. Pretty please. pretty please. If we do find the Titan off the top here, we probably win, because we get to clock the car and we get to kill it, actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we get to kill it. So we basically just need to find the Titan here. But we have this turn. Like, if we cannot beat this Karn passing past this turn. We need to kill it right now. Opponent goes for the liquid metal coating. Wow, they attack? That sounds pretty gritty to me. Okay, Titan or bust. Titan or bust. This, yeah, I guess if we find the Simic Growth, this kind of does it too. That's a Rot Farm. Does that count? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it does. Sick. Alright, awesome. Should have destroyed the amulet, OP. Should have destroyed the amulet. Let's think here. So blue, blue, and 1. We have 2 green. This is 1, 2, 3. This is exactly Titan mana. We have 1 extra land drop. So we're going to haste the Titan, we're going to attack the Karn, and then on the attack trigger, we're going to get another Tolaria West. Can we can double strike if we want. Now, do we want to? I mean, if we're attacking the Karn, there's literally no point in double striking. So what am I going to get on attack trigger? On attack trigger, I think I'm going to get a bounce land plus Tolaria. Yeah, and what's the worst that can happen to me? My opponent finishes up Tron. I kill the Karn though, so it doesn't matter. So they finish up Tron, and yeah, so I guess I'd rather hold this up. We could field. No, but I definitely want to hold the Tolaria in hand, so we're not going to field. I don't think GQ does anything because I don't think that my opponent can do anything, right? I guess we can like make sure that they don't do anything. No, but I'm actually, yeah, I kind of do want to get access to a bounce land plus Tolaria. Although I guess I can just hold the, yeah, I can just hold the Border Garrison in hand. Attack Karn, yes. Tolaria West, Ghost Squatter. Because this is the thing that stops the absolute worst case scenario. And then, do I draw step them? Yeah, I think so. Draw step, destroy the mine, I guess. We have 3 green sources to pay for Pact, so we're not really worried about that. Smasher plus Dismember, I guess, would be probably. Wow, they had they top deck the Natural Tron. That's crazy. Well, there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they don't have all this dust mana. They don't have a chalice, otherwise they would have played it on 0 last turn. Yeah, Dismember Smasher is the worst case scenario here. And the only thing that I can't really beat. So I can't really play around it. I can play around one Dismember if I wanted to. I wonder if my opponent doesn't have the Dismember and they're going to attack with the Thought Knots anyway, just for the bluff. That would be pretty sick. I think I call that bluff though, because otherwise I just die to Walking Ballista. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 mana. So out of those 8 mana, 4 are going to get... It's basically stuck because I need to... Yeah, there we go. There we go. I don't want to die to Ballista, so I think I just chomp with the Azusa. Play around Dismember this way. If my opponent doesn't have it, that's a sick bluff. Good for them. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we have 5 mana. What are they gonna do? Smasher. Second main phase Reality Smasher. Classic. The classic second main Reality Smasher. I could go get Pact of Negation. Transmute. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so I think I transmute for Summoner's Pact instead. Yep. Seems better. Transmute. Summoner's Pact. Then move to combat. Attack. Field plus another T-West. I know, actually need a green source here. So we're gonna do field plus Sanctuary. We have not used Bisuba yet. So we die to all this dust anyway, so there's no use playing around all this dust, so we won't. So we're not playing around all this dust. We're gonna see what my opponent does here, but they probably block plus Dismember, which is fine. They take 6. Okay, that's better for us. We're packed. For Primeval Titan, 2, 3. 1, 2, and 3. We're gonna have a Suva, Field of the Dead. I'm gonna Artillery West. 1, 2, 3. Yep. Zombie Infestation. Boing oingo. Thank you for the follow. Oingo Boingo actually is kind of a sick band. I like it a lot. What deck would I play in Pioneer? I have no idea. I have no idea what the meta would look like and stuff. So it's really hard for me to say what I would play. I think I would start with some kind of blue-white control deck. I think blue-white has a lot of really good weapons in that format. Suck W, thank you for the follow. Why not get packed with the second Titan? Because if I get packed, then I only have 2 zombies, and then I'm gonna be forced into packing a dismember, right? Because my opponent's gonna be able to trample for lethal with a Reality Smasher. Here, I just block here, and then I put everything in top of the Smasher, in front of the Smasher, and even Dismember doesn't trample through. Like I get to trade with this Smasher easily, and even if they have a second Smasher, this is much better as well. Because if I didn't get the Vesuva, I would have needed to find the bounce land, right? So I can bounce the Tulare West, and I could have gotten the Pact of Negation. Then, of course, it also has decided that the extra downside of if my opponent draws a Chalice, then I basically have a blank in hand, and basically it would cost them 0 mana to blank my card. Cool video with Nikachu. Oh, thank you, Guru. Yeah. Oh yeah. For those of you that don't know about it, I made a video with the Merfolk champ Nikachu. It's basically we went over like the deck and like basic play patterns, why the deck is great, and then for Nikachu's Hangerback Walker, that's fine, that doesn't matter. For Nikachu's subs, no, it's not subs, it's Patreon. Yeah, for Nikachu's patrons, we made a video about where we discuss like the Amulet versus Merfolk matchup and why it's great for us. This is really good for us. Alright, so that doesn't do anything, so we just swing for lethal, and my opponent cannot stop me, right? How could they stop me from doing my thing here? Whatever they do is going to involve a bunch of chump blocks, so it's probably fine exchanges for me. Plus we're going to get a ton of zombies. We can get another Titan if we want to. At this point, I'm probably going to get a pact, the white pact. We're going to double strike there, and then we're going to wait on the other one. Oh, I should have used the blue mana from the T-West. That's bad. Probably not matter. Not going to matter. But... gemstone. Gemstone, sure, whatever. This is very, very likely a lethal attack. In fact, can they make this attack not lethal? I don't think there's any way that they can make this attack not lethal. They don't have any more mana anyway. Came from Naked Chested. Love this. Oh, thank you, Boingo. I couldn't find it here quickly, but oh, it was in my notifications, so let's find it that way. Yeah, there we go. Sweet. Found it. Sorry about that. That's a video with Nikachu. It's pretty great. How had the game been today? Good. We cast Oko once against Burn, and it won the game very easily. I have no idea why my opponent is trying to figure out blocks that I'm not gonna take them anywhere. It doesn't matter, like if double striking the giving plus to the Titan that I to the Titan that I double stricken already is gonna net me the most damage. So want to get some 3/3s. I drew a card. Poggers. And now we swing for lethal. Oko won a good match. I know, right? Rough. What else do you want? All right, so but definitely bringing it in against this in this matchup, so that's cool. You know, shaving some there, shaving one of these, shaving some cantrips. Would you give all out? I guess we only want one current. We might want to shave something else. We want Ghost Squad, we want Fountain. We basically want every land. Wow, our deck is great in this matchup. That sucks. Sucks how good our deck is in the matchup, so it makes awkward. It makes sideboarding awkward. Brutal. Bad beats. Bad beats. I know that I'm taking out the one drop because of Chalice. It's much harder for my opponent to Chalice on two, right? So that's why I'd rather have once pawns instead of steerings. It definitely feels like I do want Oko in this matchup, right? I don't know Yamsk. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Okay, so let's do this. Why Arbolier over Skyshroud Ranger? Because it allows you something else to do. Basically, in terms of basically Ranger is a bad tribe, a bad Sakura tribe scout, while Gracer actually gives you access to new play patterns, to like brand new play patterns, like stuff like turn to Azusa and stuff like that. We're gonna keep this hand, by the way. Excellent hand. And all of that stuff is enabled thanks to Gracer, and it sometimes you can pact for Elvish Spirit Guide effect when you have an amulet in play. That doesn't really come up that often, but what it does is it's nice to have the option, instead of just having literally the same card except strictly worse. So I still think it's worth it to Chalice on one. Classic. It's actually pretty cool that we get to Azusa here, and now we can cast Titan on 3. Pretty freaking sweet. Alright. Oko turning Chalice into Elk is hilarious. Yeah, that's kind of funny. What's going to be here? Dismember on the Azusa? Yeah, my opponent's making all the textbook plays that you shouldn't be making. They seem to not be very experienced in the matchup. The Chalice should be on 0 before turn 1, and that kind of stuff. Can we get field going? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually can. That's sexy. Alright. So I guess I should have thought about that first and play the Gemstone Mine. That would have net me one more Sambo. I mean, it's not gonna matter, like my opponent can't win anymore now, but still, it was the objectively better play. Wee zombies. Field. Solid turn 4. Solid turn 4. D's plus. Alright. 80% win rate achieved. 80% win rate achieved. So I should basically concede at this point, right? I should basically just concede the match. Just drop the league. Player on Damping Sphere. Yeah, we had Damping Sphere covered, so we didn't need to do that because of the gemstone mines and stuff. I mean, we got to cast Oko one time, so basically Oko won 100% of the games in which it was cast. So clearly it's broken, right? That's how it works. I cast it once, George, and it won the game. It won a game that we were already winning, but still. This hand is not good. Move that away. This hand is amazing. So let's keep this one. And I think I'm gonna bottom the Ghost Quarter. Whoops. We're gonna lead on Forest because this allows me to next turn make land drops and be able to transmute if I find blue white. If I find Eldrazi West. Field of Ruin. Stoneforge Mystic, unbeatable. Straight up unbeatable. Sacred Foundry. Interesting. What are you going to do, opponent? Alright. Definitely the deck is not helping. So I think we play around Mana Leak. 2, 3, 4. If my opponent has main deck this Sinful Stroke, good for them. And I'm gonna get double Eldrazi West here. I don't want to expose my my stronghold yet. And second Eldrazi West basically means that my opponent cannot really field me out of stuff. Okay, so this means that if they want to field me, they need to spend yet another turn. They don't have the sword, so that's great. Yeah, we're gonna take 4 here. Yeah, if they're playing Stoneforge Mystic, we're very happy, basically. When they are Planeswalker heavy and stuff, that's when things get significantly worse for us. So let's do this first, and this. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, so we can still play around Mana Leak easy here. Now we get to transmute for Pact of Negation. Now we get to Once Upon. Find the Titan here. Ugh, brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Field of the Dead. Now my opponent has a ton of things that I need to figure out. I don't care about Bujuki Boggy yet, I don't think. So we're gonna do Toleria Bounce, I guess. I want a trigger field though. So how do we trigger field? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so we trigger field anyway, so that's cool. That is cool. Sweet. Zombies. Zombies indeed. You're gonna block plus bolt? They're not gonna block at all. Okay. Probably gonna field me here. That is perfectly fine. The fact that they went for a blue source also is great for me. Another blue source. Okay. They shocked. I wonder what that means. I guess I should have played my land before combat. Yep, I certainly should have played my land before combat. Bounce something else. Couldn't even play it. I could have even played another Titan. Okay. What's this? Lightning Helix my zombie. Okay. Zombo. Scout. Zombo. And I guess I'm gonna bounce this guy now. Still holding a bounce line in hand. I want all my blue sources in place so I can use Pact of Negation if I need to. Hold the Rot Farm, and now I have Sunhome mana as well. Vendilion Click. Vendilion Click. I think this is just fine. So now they can get my Pact, and they can Wrath me, I guess. If they equip the V-Click, they gain 7, I go down to 9, and I still kill them. So that's not really a big deal for us. Snapcaster Mage. Okay. Snapcaster Opt. That seems pretty desperate, if you ask me. They bottom. Take 3. right. So now we transmute for. I mean, I guess we set up the transmute and then we let my opponent do their thing first. At this point, I think I go for Summoner's Pact, right? Just get another Titan into play. Like, they cannot stop everything that I'm throwing at us at them. Yeah. All right. Dismembers. Yes. One Baloth, no more. We want these. We want these. We want Caverns. Do we want Oko? That's actually a great question. Sunhome and one castle. You can actually shave on scouts. They're pretty bad against lightning bolt. Turn the sword to an elk. Yeah, I feel like I'm kind of okay with playing Oko. Maybe I don't want. Yeah, I mean, if I'm bringing in Okos, I don't think I want the Baloth actually. I could bring in this Netful Stroke. I'm not feeling it. All right, we're gonna mulligan this hand very very quickly, and there. And I think I keep this bottom the redundant Asusa. It's not a good hand by any means, but I think I still. Oh, I boarded out Ghost Quarter. That's pretty bad. I think I'd rather lead on the bog, even though if I draw a scout, I'm gonna regret not playing the Cavern on one, but that's fine because I think I'd rather hold up the information. I think it's pretty valuable for me to do that. Stoneforge. That's pretty sexy. Thalia with a tier 1 sub. Welcome to the Primetime Stronghold. Enjoy your emotes. And yeah, thank you for the support. Really appreciate it. Yeah, so this one is actually very weird, right? I think I Sanctuary here and pass the turn. I can get fielded, but if I get fielded, then that means the Battle Skull is gonna be like a full entire turn extra before it comes down. Now I can make an uncounterable Asusa. Get a hit on mana. And ugh. Yeah, I guess I played Bog here. Play Bog for no value. Feels bad, man. But if I draw a Titan, I want to make sure that I can cast it, right? So Simic Growth allows me to reset Cavern, while T-West is a potential Titan down the line. How heavy on the Oko train am I here? Because Simic Growth also allows me to double Oko next turn. I guess no, I can't double Oko next turn without the Simic Growth. Right. They can kill my Asusa and deny me the double Oko that way, I guess. And I think I Oko plus on the Skull, right? They bottom with the Scry, which is fine. So if I plus on the Skull, the Germ, it falls off. The equipment falls off. Alright, that's fine. Whew. Dodgy bullet there. All right, bring it on. Should I play around Mana Leak? I guess I do. Oko you. Alright. You are now a 3/3. Wow, they're going face? Crazy. Alright, food. Like, they're literally doing 1 damage to me a turn because of the food, so... Cryptic. Okay. That's coolio. That's coolio. Probably gonna crack the food right now. Alright. Oko. Quell it. Dismember. 1, 2, 3. They have another Queller? Wow. Must be nice. So I just die now, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, now I just die. Alright. Now that I saw Celestial Colony, of course, I want the Ghost Quota to come back. Which means I'm probably shaving the second castle. I'm probably gonna mulligan this. Wait, do we? So turn 1 scout. Actually, this hand is not terrible. We get to copy their land, so we are gonna be able to explode this on 2 or 3, depending on what we deem it's better. Yeah, okay, I'm into this hand. It's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for here? It's unassuming. That's the word that I'm looking for. But actually, it's not that bad. All right, we can't Susa on 2, so that's fine. We're probably, yeah, we're definitely going to Vesuva Colonnade end step. Had to go shopping. How is Soko working out? It's been okay. It's like, it's only been decent. Like, it's not been insane or anything. Let's entice some action from my opponent here. Probably a mana leak. I would be very much okay with that. Probably a Helix. A Brave, sure. That's a Geist. Red and white. And this is an explosives for 3. This is me cracking that explosives for 3. This is attacking for 1. We don't want to mess around with this guy. That's a very, very real clock. So you don't want to be messing around with your with your opponent's Geist of Saint Draft. It's probably gonna be a Queller, which I would be okay with. This gives my opponent perfect info, but it also gives me an extra landing to play, which I kind of want to have anyway. So just gonna wait here. Well, let me start the structure right about now. So basically here I can just play the waiting game, because as soon as my opponent knows that they kind of can't do anything really. Just keep on keeping on. What's up, Chief? How you doing? Thank you for the Yoko, by the way. Wow, any land would be great because it would allow me to start triggering field, but we just can't get our hands in a land. Bad beats. Bad beats. It's a spell queller. That's fine. As long as this dude is not yielding a sword, I think I'm okay with that. One, two, three, four, 5. All right. Let the zombie production begin, I say. Take 2. You get a zombie. I get a zombie. Everybody gets a zombie. Alright, let's see who clocks better. My zombies that keep growing every turn, or your spell queller? Snapcaster. A Breathe. I think this is the turn. I think this is the turn that we go for it. Pact of Negation back up. It's probably going to be a Cryptic, which we're going to Pact. 2, 3. Wanna make sure you get enough green sources and blue sources, even if our Struggle to Drive Scout dies. Wow, they let it go. Okay. So I could get another field, but I think that we're fine as with fields. So I think I'm gonna try to maximize some blue and green sources. Whoops, I forgot to float mana. That's probably gonna be just fine. 3. Transmute. We also have Colonnade mana, which is kind of hilarious. The opponent can breathe something if they want to. They path my Titan. Okay, that's fine. Get a forest. Path on Titan is Coolio. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Scout dice. Getting back into MTG after a few years, thinking it part of. Oh, this deck is just amazing, Thalia. I strongly recommend it. Do I Colonnade block? I kind of really want to. Yeah, I think I'm going to. It costs me a gemstone, but that's fine. Where's the most up to... I guess activating Colonnade was the right line, huh? Well, feels good, man. 5-0. I'm sorry for all of you that came here to see 80% win rate Amulet, and I gave you 90% win rate instead. I apologize for that. I hope that I can provide you with the kind of content that you're really looking for, you know? Sanchez, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome back to the Primetime Stronghold. Thank you. I was like, this wasn't 4-1. I know, right? Sucks. I'm sorry. Where's the most up-to-date Cyber Guide? So the most up-to-date Cyber Guide is in the Discord, Thalia. You can find it here, and I'm actually working on the mostest up-to-date. And the mostest up-to-date will be based on this list. This is a list that I've been playing for the past week or maybe a couple of weeks, and this is what I'm basing my cyber guide off. So we should be like pretty updated, really. This is the list that we played today. So yeah, not sold on the Oko yet, honestly. Like all the games that we won, we won because we were doing primetime things. We didn't win because we were doing Oko things. In fact, we saw it like in the game that we played against Jeskai, the second game, the one that we lost. My opponent was just like they just ignored the Oko basically. So I played the Oko, they didn't counter it, and they just ignored it and went face and killed me. So yeah, I'm not sold on the card. It seems very unnecessary. Bernardo, no juego con el Pacto Negro porque no tengo el maná suficiente como para pagarlo consistentemente. ¿Ves? Tengo 5, 6 ahí con la Bujukabog. Pero tengo 5 cartas que me dan maná negro y no me gusta perder el juego en mi mantenimiento, así que por eso, por eso no juego el Pacto Negro. Dismember es mejor, te da más flexibilidad y lo puedes jugar en los turnos contra Storm o los mazos de Boted Druid, podés jugarlo tempranito y no pasa nada, ¿viste? Así que me gusta más el Dismember. Alright, how many chests does Chief get for Oko rental? You get a lot of love, Chief. Like, you get all the love, basically. I mean, you have. I gave you a sword already. What else do you want from me, my man? What else do you want? I'm subbing. I just strictly wanted 80%. I know. I apologize for that. One chest. I mean, I can open it and give you what I open as long as it's not very expensive. Would that work? Would that work? If it's really expensive, I keep it. If it's like mid expensive, you can get it. Deal. Open the first one. All right. Open this one for the chief. And we open a Depala and a Shaper Sanctuary. You can have these. These one are yours. You earned them, chief. You earned them. So, Trade Binders, Depala. There we go. Then we're gonna put a Shaper Sanctuary. There we go. And you can also get your Oko back. So yeah, we're gonna be doing this. I'm gonna open trade with you in a second, chief. But yeah. So in short, deck's great. Oko, I don't know. The only loss that we had was to Yama, who was playing Mono Green Tron, and yeah, we got destroyed. Under 36 is you. Okay, there you go. You got it. Sin of Sanctity a good idea versus Burn for a deck? No. If you want a good card versus Burn, you have it right here. This is probably the single best card that Amulet can play against Burn. Leyline is not good against Burn. One thing that people like to not consider is the fact that our deck cannot... how do I say it? The cost of having a blank for us is much higher than the average deck. Like every card that we put in our deck that is not a Titan, is not an Azusa, or it's not like a cantrip or a pact or something like that, is making our deck significantly worse. So in most situations, we would much rather, like, we have many moving pieces that we need to fall together. So whenever you add a card like Leyline, you're making your deck less consistent because you're adding dead draws to the top of your deck. Or they cannot win. Exactly, chief. It only wins 90% of the time, as I have established today. In any case, just like to wrap up the thoughts on Oko, I'm not sold. I'm down to give it another shot, maybe some other time. If Chief is kind enough to let me borrow them for tomorrow's stream, I'm willing to give them another shot, but I don't think that they did anything particularly great for us. In fact, there were situations where, like, we were looking at my mana base, even though I made a little bit of a concession by adding the breeding pool instead of the 4th basic. Even though we made a little bit of a concession to it, we still struggled to cast it on turn 3. Like, if you don't cast Oko on 3, its power level kind of goes down considerably, right? Like, you want to cast it on turn 3 if you can, at the latest, basically. So, yeah, I don't know. Have you ever thought about Magus of the Candelabra? Actually, if you go online, Bernardo, and you look for Mimulet, like this. No, Mimulet. There we go. If you look for Mimulet, there's a video that I made, which was kind of like a meme list. Actually, it's right here, probably. Yeah. This is the meme list. This thing was terrible, but somehow we managed to do some winning. And we were playing Magus of the Candelabra, and actually Magus of the Candelabra did some nasty things. Like, it did some really cool stuff in a couple of games, but it's not like it's not very good, you know. You want to have basically all of our stuff, and one thing that's very nice is the fact that all of our stuff just puts lands into play, right? So even when our stuff gets skilled, we're still left with the mana in play, right? Like, Azusa helps you make land drops. It's not like Devoted Druid, right? Devoted Druid ramps you for 2, but if they bolt the Devoted Druid, it ramps you for nothing. Azusa ramps you for 2, and that 2 that Azusa ramped, it stays there even after the Azusa left the battlefield. So that's kind of a big deal, honestly. Like, the fact that, like, if Azusa's value didn't remain, I don't think it would be a 4-off in our deck, probably. Like, if you could only, I mean, it would probably still be, but the point remains the same. It's like, it's a play pattern that happens a lot. You just sequence your lands and you get full value from Azusa. You make all of your land drops, and then the Azusa dies. to because they bolted or whatever. But it just doesn't matter because you already got its value and you're set up for the prime time next turn. Magus of the Candelabra doesn't do that. Scout does it, but it does it on turn 1, and it doesn't matter what you do. Like the Magus, if you don't have a bunch of bounce lands into play, the Magus doesn't do anything, right? Because you're just like untapping. You're paying 1 to untap a land that is only giving you 1 mana, and it's not like Amulet when you can like stack it, right? It's not like you can tap X and then untap and untap each the same bounce land multiple times. With Magus, you need actually multiple bounce lands in play in order to get value from it. So it's not as easy. You think the current Amulet build is still good? Of course it is still good, Sebastian. Like I continuously did very, very well with it, and it's not like the deck got worse. It's just that this version of the deck got better because of this card. So it's not a matter of like the deck just got worse. It's just now there's a potentially better thing to be doing. So, but it's not like it's bad. It's not like it's just unplayable now. Because doing the ratio doesn't seem good unless you have to crack multiple Okos. Yeah, I don't know about the Oko. It's just like, yeah, I'm not sold on it. So Thalia, basically, you first of all you need to join the Primetime Stronghold Discord, not the Amulet Discord. That's the first link out of those two. And second of all, you need to link your Twitch and your Discord accounts, and then you have to wait for between 1 hour and 2 hours. Because that's how often it updates. And after you do, you're gonna see right here. See that it says sub channels. You'll find the cyber guide right there. But you will only get access to these channels once your accounts are linked, both your Twitch and your Discord account that are linked. And speaking of, if you would like to subscribe to the stream, you can do so. But next 5 all the time. I went 5 with Neve yesterday. Fair enough. If you would like to subscribe, you get access to some sweet emotes as well as the cyber guide that Thalia is just talking about right now. Speaking of the card Amulet build, should I be running Box side with Blast on mainboard or Box? You should not be running Blast on. Period. That card is terrible. It's only good against specifically that shadow, and it's terrible against everything else. So you should not be running Blast on, in my opinion. You can do whatever you want, Sebastian. That's kind of like the beauty of Amulet, is that you can build your deck however you want. But I think it's a terrible land to be playing. It's not worth it. So would you give Commander in the main deck? It's not, but it's very, very nice to have. It's just very, very nice to have. You can play it in the sideboard if you want. I think it's mandatory in the 75, but you can do sideboard or main deck. It's like whatever you like best. Alright, so as I was saying, that's the sub part, and then this is the Twitter part. You can follow me on Twitter. I always post when I'm going live. This is the Discord that I just linked a second ago. You can find it right there, and if you're a sub, you get access to the sub-only channels like I showed a minute ago. If you would like to check out my YouTube channel, this is going to be the link for you. All my streams get uploaded to YouTube. So you can find all my past content there. If you're planning on making any purchases, you can use my TCG Player affiliate link right there. By using that, you're gonna be, you're just gonna be buying the cards the same way that you would otherwise, with the added benefit that you will be supporting the stream for free at no extra cost to you whatsoever. And finally, if you would like to donate to the stream, donations are always very, very appreciated. And with any donation of $15 or more, I will play any list of your choosing through a league live here on stream. And yeah, thank you very, very much for watching. See you next